Hi guys, this is Kellie Cutsinger with Cleanly Consumed and Kellie Cutsinger Coaching. So thanks so much for watching today. Today is everything gut. I'm going to go over 5 tips to help you get on track with your gut to soothe inflammation and get you feeling better. So here we go. Number 1, let's start with things that you need to toss out, which does not sound fun, but I can tell you from personal experience, it makes a huge difference. Tossing out grains, dairy, and sugar. And when I say grains, I mean everything made of flour. If you can't give up flour completely, down below I have a link for a company out of San Francisco called Bread Seriously. It's a fermented sourdough bread that is gluten-free, vegan, and not made with a lot of the fillers and the really trash ingredients of the health food world that makes it a lot easier for the stomach. So that link is down below. I find it amazing, but when you're first starting your gut protocol, I would highly suggest removing all grains whatsoever. The second thing you need to toss out is dairy. Dairy and grains are both inflammatory. Just think when you have some ice cream or you have some dairy and it tastes amazing, but you get congested. Well, the same thing happens in your gut. You have a lot of action going on, you have a lot of spasming, you have, just like in your nose, like the twitching in your nose, you have the twitching in your gut, and then really produce a lot more mucus and a lot more of an inflammatory response, and we're trying to soothe that down so that we can calm your gut so that you can feel better. Obviously, you know this is coming. The third thing I would recommend taking out is sugar, but thank goodness we have other things like monk fruit and honey and stevia that can kind of tame that sweet tooth if you need to, and also fruit. So the first thing that I would recommend, again, is tossing out those 3 things. Not forever, obviously just for a little while, and then always in moderation. Okay, that brings us to number 2. The second thing I recommend for a healthy gut is increasing your fluid and your water intake. That might not sound fun, but there are things that you can do to increase your water intake, whether it being like a fancy glass or adding crushed ice or a special straw or some of those packets that you can put in, electrolytes, a little bit of coconut water mixed in with your water, essential oils. I buy these fresh pressed juices at my local farmers market that are yummy. Find those to be a treat. So really increasing your water intake is huge. It's also very anti-aging, very normalized aging, which reminds me I have a video, and I'll put the link down below, where I do a normalized aging, anti-aging video with Lindsay Reno, the primal dietitian, and she does highlight liver detox, which is really important in overall wellness and how you look on the outside and feel on the inside. So number 2 was increase your beverage intake. Okay, number 3, you really need your stomach acid. You need those acids and those enzymes and those digestive juices to help break down and digest your food. So if you are not an apple cider vinegar fan, I still would recommend trying apple cider vinegar in the morning in a really small quantity. Not only, number 1, does it wake you up, but number 2, it has been proven for hundreds and hundreds of years, apple cider vinegar. Go back and look at the history of apple cider vinegar. I find it fascinating. This is something that I drink every morning. I buy it at the local farmer's market. It's my master tonic, and it is made with apple cider vinegar. Let's see if I can read the label. I'll show you. This is what it looks like. Okay. It's made with apple cider vinegar, ginger, horseradish, jalapenos, onion, garlic, if I didn't already say that, and apple cider vinegar. So this really gets my digestive system woken up in the morning and reminds it that it's got work to do today and that we are going to digest our food. So that would be the third thing that I would recommend, is either taking a look at apple cider vinegar or something like this, like that's a gut tonic that's going to wake up your stomach and let it know that it is on call and ready to report to duty. So the next thing I recommend is number 4, a very good probiotic. Okay, so I ended up really having a great relationship with this company called Microbiome Labs. They create spore-based probiotics. The microbiologist's name is Kieran Krishnan. He's amazing. He's just this walking encyclopedia of knowledge on the microbiome. I'll put a link down below to one of his YouTube videos. I would host events with some practitioners where we were able to listen to Kieran, and we were able to really learn about the gut and ways to help some of their clients. So I really found him fascinating, and their company is really based on clinical research, and they've done a great job at that. So that's my little soapbox on Microbiome Labs and the Megaspore Biotic. So what makes Megaspore Biotic stand out from the rest. So you can order this from a practitioner, and if you don't have one that sells the Mega Spore Biotic, I'm happy to refer you to a practitioner, or you can see the link down below to get in contact with me to see how you can buy this. But the Mega Spore Biotic is a 5 probiotic blend with spores, and spores are different than the regular probiotics that you would have on a empty stomach. The spore-based probiotics actually survive the gastric juices and all the digestive enzymes to actually colonize and make it into your gut. So a lot of the over-the-counter probiotics that you would take, the survivability rate is really, really low. Number one, that's expensive, and number two, it doesn't work. And take it from me, it's very frustrating when you have a whole shelf full of probiotics that really don't do anything. So it's like you're spinning your wheels, and that is frustrating. So Mega Spore Biotic is in spore-based form, and you actually would take those with your largest meal because all the stomach and the digestive juices really open up the spores to get them to work. And the clinical research, again, is amazing. This is really what jump-started my health journey recovery, and I just find them amazing. And they have different products as well, so I'm happy to talk to you about those. Another thing too is a soil-based probiotic. So these are by Garden of Life. Garden of Life was a company started by Jordan Rubin. He actually, Garden of Life was sold to Nestle, but they have a really good soil-based probiotic. So I actually will take and rotate my probiotics. And Jordan Rubin, just a side note, now works with Josh Axe, and they have a great company, Ancient Nutrition. So you can also find them on YouTube. Might as well put a link down below for them. They're just a wealth of knowledge. Okay, so the number 4 was taking a really good probiotic. So spore-based probiotics. There's another one that you can get over the market called Thrive, although it only has 4 of the strains instead of all 5. So I really recommend this one. I mean, it was huge in our recovery. Okay, the next thing I would suggest, number 5, would be adding fermented foods to your diet. Now, if you're going to be eating breads, which we tossed out in step number 1, I would suggest only eating a sourdough fermented organic, easy to digest, dairy-free bread. But I digress. So back to number 5. Okay, is having some fermented foods. Whether it is, you'll see that I buy Happy Gut. It's local and I can buy it from my farmer's market. But these fermented carrots, kids like them too. It's something different from the lunchbox. Also, pickles. So pickles, make sure when you go and you buy pickles that you buy organic pickles that do not have preservatives in them. So they do not have the anti-foaming chemical polysorbate 80 in them. And then if they have any kind of dye, that it would be something natural like turmeric, because you really don't need that in your pickles because those are inflammatory. So for example, I'll read the ingredients on these. It is Parisian cucumbers, red onion, cilantro, jalapeno, Himalayan salt, and everything is organic. So those are the pickles that we are using this week. Trader Joe's, if you have not seen my Trader Joe's healthy haul video, I'll put that link down below so that you have that, so you can see some of the things that I buy at Trader Joe's. Their organic pickles are cleanly consume approved, so you can also pick them up at Trader Joe's. Another thing is sauerkraut. I believe they say that you at least want 2 tablespoons of fermented foods a day. So whether you have pickles or kombucha or sauerkraut or something like that, and if you're not a kombucha fan, you can always pour some sparkling water in that and kind of tone it down a little bit. So those are the 5 steps to healthy gut. Number 1, toss out grains, dairy, and sugar. Number 2, add in and increase your beverage intake, clean beverages like water, some detoxifying teas, some fresh pressed juices. Number 3, add in I call them gut starter, whether it's apple cider vinegar or something like a tonic. You can find recipes on Pinterest. I have made it once myself, but for me to function, I just buy these things. The 4th thing was finding a really good probiotic. There's going to be a link down below for you to order those. And then the 5th thing is increase your fermented food intake. So that is it for now. Those are 5 tips to get you started. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you're having a great day, guys. Thanks so much.